Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good day to our ELC 650 instructor, Dr. Airil Haimi bin Mohamad aka Teech. Today's video is the requirement of our test 4 evaluation for this subject, and me and my partner will be discussing on office problem and has been re-specified into dieting at the office. So dieting is a very healthy lifestyle that people are practicing nowadays, and by lifestyle it is meant to be done anywhere and anytime, including the office. However, actually, dieting at the office may have a little bit of a disadvantages and will be discussed and explained throughout this video. So starting off with the first main point for today's video. First off, dieting manners at the office does not only include people who are dieting at the moment, but also office mates or colleagues that surround them at the workplace or at the office. So sometimes when we have office mates that are currently dieting or new to diet and practicing it for the first time or the early stages, we must consider their eating habits or their eating plan at the office. For instance, as an example, if we offered them some food or snacks that is clearly not good and not suitable with their dieting plan, and they opposed your offer and already insisting and keeping on insisting on continuing their diet plan instead, we must be a considerate office mate. We must consider their feelings and their eating habits and be understanding towards them. So, the first thing we should not do is to keep insisting them and force them on having the food and snacks that we offered them earlier. So we, as an office mate or a office mate that lives within a community of people with different types of personalities, we must be respectful towards each other and also be respectful towards each other's choices. And we should not to always push them to only accept your choice instead. So being considerate and being respectful at the office is a very vital and crucial thing to do in a workplace, because workplace or the office is a place where professionalism is key, and by doing this it can help to prevent more possible office problem in the future. So now I will show you a little bit of cutscene as an example to my main point. The scene shows that the male worker is offering his food, which is a pie that is clearly not suitable for dieting, to the female worker who is dieting. He also kept insisting the female worker to taste it, and it shows that he is not being considerate towards his office mates. So that is my first main point for today's topic on office problem based on diet. Next, my partner will explain on the second main point.
Next point, you should not let your emotions to control yourself in whatever you do and in any kind of situations, since the office is a workplace where you have to blend in a community of people and where you have to be a professionals. You cannot just act on your own selfishness and emotions in order to satisfy yourself. You must also cautious and have conscience towards other people's too. Letting out emotions that control your behavior, like in the video, can lead to the misunderstanding towards the other colleagues in the office. They might understand the different way than what you are trying to deliver to them, because they may feel that you are angry to them. The peoples might also avoiding you and avoid to talk with you, as they afraid that you will not agree with them and become emotional towards them. If you let your emotions control yourself easily, especially in negative emotions such as gets angry easily and gets hot-tempered easily, it will affect the environments in the office and other people behavior towards you. In other words, the action that will be taken by you must be suitable depending on the situations. Don't be selfish just for your own good. The consequences from this, it will create a bad environment at the office where the relationship between the colleagues will be ruined. So, it is necessary to control your emotions before it control yourself. You should be rational and think about the consequences that might face by you and others if you act based on your emotions only. Now, I will show you a glimpse of cutscenes of video to show an example of my point. As you can see in this video, the female worker eventually bursts out because of her office mate that constantly insists over their food, and she feels that the offer will messing up her diet plan. Thus, she starts to yell angrily at her office mate and not being rational at her workplace. This shows that she let her emotions control her actions without thinking rationally. So, that is my main point regarding the emotion control at the office. Now, my partner will explain on the next point.
So, moving on with my next main point on office problem based on dieting. On a daily basis, if you noticed on a common situation, people who are going through dieting can be a little sensitive at times, and that is because dieting is not an easy task to do. Dieting is very hard and is very stressful, and it is a battle of wits and minds between themselves. And this can be more worse, especially in the office where they are also affected by the surrounding environment of the workplace or the office. And not only that, they also have to face the work pressure from the workplace itself. Thus, these kinds of office mate might sometimes start to yell or get annoyed at us at the slightest mistake made towards them. However, we as office mates should not get on their nerves and should not picking fights with them as well. But instead, we should be nice towards them even when we are angry. This is very important because when we kept on getting at each other's throats or keep quarreling with them until no end, it can affect your relationship between office mates and the workplace itself. So, misunderstandings can occur from this, and this will then affect the workplace condition. And not only that, it is also can affect your workplace performance. So, in contrast, we should be nice towards them even when we are angry at them by thinking rationally what made them angry in the first place. And in this context, it's from pressure from dieting. So, a key towards a harmonious workplace is the attitude towards office mate and between office mate themselves and the understandings of their situation. So now I will show you a little bit of cutscene that will show you as an example to my main point. As you can see in the video, the female worker got choked and the male worker, although just before, got yelled at the female worker for not understanding her going through her diet, still be nice to her and help her. That is the third main point for today's video on office problem based on dieting. Next, my partner will present and discuss on the last main point for today's video.
The last point is you should not have hard feelings towards what people say to you. The hard feeling means the feelings of anger, of bitterness towards someone who you have an argument with or who has upset you. To be honest, sometimes it's hard to have hard feelings towards the other people's, or in this context, office mates, that makes you angry or upset. You should not feelings the hard feelings towards other people because you might need help in a case of emergency, and you should not feeling conquered. By considering the message behind what people say about you so that any misunderstanding can be avoided, you also must be open to accept any opinions from the other people's that may be different from your thought or your own perceptions. This is because your opinions or suggestions sometimes may be not suitable or cannot be accepted by certain peoples. So, in consequences, on my previous explanations that I wanted to stress back, where an office is where professionalism is the key, since you live in a community of office mates with many kinds of attitude that you had to face from time to time and might be challenging. Nevertheless, having hard feelings towards office mates who upset you should not be a thing. You should not let your personal feelings conquer yourself because you never know when you will be needing help from your office mates, especially when there are specific persons that will work with you that you need a help with. In order to have a little bit understanding on my points, I will show you a cut scenes where having a hard feelings towards an office mate does not become handy because when you needed their helps, especially when they are the only ones available. Thank you.
As you can see in this video, after yelling at her office mates earlier, she continued her plan on her dieting. She ate her diet food, but suddenly she got choked by her food, and you can see that she needs some help from someone. But there are nobody else except her office mates that she had hard feeling earlier. Then, with the help from one of her office mates, she is safe now and not choked anymore because of her diet food. That's why we should not have hard feeling easily towards other people because we never know when we are going to ask help from them.
So, based on today's video explanation by us on office problems diet, that's all from us, and we hope that you enjoy our video. Thank you very much to our instructor for lending us your time to watch out the video, and may you have a great day. Thank you again.